Hello there, and welcome back to another episode of My Little Conversations. My name is Wanjiko Edna, and I am the host to this podcast. If you're new here, welcome, karibu sana. Kuna try ya wageni, but it's audio only, so oops. Anyway, so sometime back I was thinking back to, okay, let's specify, let's not be too vague. Let me go back to last year. Last year, I had the most blissful year. Like, it didn't start in the best way. I remember that really, really well because my January 2025 was horrible. Like, really horrible. But my year in general, when I look at it from like a wider lens, my year was so amazing. I can't, like if I start, I don't know where to end. I remember my phone was stolen in the beginning of the year. I had a mental breakdown in the beginning of the year. I don't remember what else happened in the beginning of the year, but any other bad thing was just bottled up to the beginning of the year. Then from like May, I remember I took a nice long break because I had been actively serving in church for the whole 3 or 4 months of the beginning of the year, and I was burnt out. Like I would literally go every Saturday for practice, every Sunday. Then nilikuwa nimechoka, like nilikuwa beat. I was tired. I was just tired. So I took a break in May, like end of April, beginning of May, which also meant I took a break from work. Then around that time I realized that this place I'm working at is not working for me. So I was nervous, but I knew that I need to leave that place. And I had already given my boss notice-ish, but I used to show up if he needed me because he was a really nice guy. He'd give me like jobs on the side anytime he got any. So, like I told him, if you need anything from me, you'll just tell me, I'll show up. So I gave notice. I don't remember when, but between April, May, June, I still used to show up once in a while. But around that time, like if I also got a gig or a job on the side, I used to go. And he was understanding because he was like, yep, I understand you guys. If a job is not filling your cup, you will leave. And that's understandable. And that was the case. In my scenario, I was not getting things that I needed from that place, so I was exiting slowly. So by August, I had cleared up with that place entirely. But also beginning of June, I also went on, I think, like 2 hikes, which was nice. And then mid of the year, I went, I think, for 2 more. I went to, I don't remember the name of that place. There was Mlango Pool. I don't remember the name of the forest, but it's on Mount Kenya somewhere. Not like the top slopes, the scary slopes of Mount Kenya, but like the friendly side. So it's like Mount Kenya forest to somewhere. I don't remember it vizuri. And then we also went to Namanga. So I went to Namanga with my sister. And my sister doesn't hike that much, but she hikes once in a while, and that was nice. Anyway, I also went for my sister's concert. Wonder vile na overshare on here. And I keep on saying that I don't anika my personal life that much. But anyway, so my second half of the year was nice. I got a few jobs that were well paying, to say the least. Towards the end of the year, I met someone interesting, not someone like the way you're thinking someone, but I met someone and it was interesting to meet her in such a space. And then I got an internship from her, which was mind-blowing. Yeah, and I think at that point is when life was becoming blissful again because I had stayed like a whole month at home. trying to keep myself busy, but African parents, they'll be like, on your case, they'll be like, what are you doing with your life? You can't just stay at home doing nothing, because you're between jobs. It seems like you're doing nothing, but anyway. So, yeah, so I met this person on Aberdare. Had gone for a hike with my aunt. My aunt was preparing to do Mount Kenya that year, last year, that is. Yeah. And then the end of my year was even better, like way better. It was amazing. I'm trying to bottle up the feeling before I even talk about it. But anyway, like at the end of the year, I got a good job offer. I got acquainted with the love of my life, to say the least. You know, I'm trying to be modest. And then I got a new phone. You remember my phone was stolen like in the beginning of the year. And that's one of the things that made it horrible. Yeah. And yeah, I also got a laptop upgrade, which was amazing. And my year ended on a very high note. Yeah. And then my now it feels horrible. It feels like ni kama kulipishana. But I think also considering my birthday was, I don't know when you listen to this, but my birthday was some time back, a few weeks ago. I was conflicted, seriously conflicted. I was like, do I celebrate my birthday? Do I not? Is it worth celebrating? And then I realized, like, when the good comes, you celebrate. If bad things do happen or do come, of course you feel horrible, but in the midst of the horrible, if something good happens, it's also worth celebrating. However bad it could be, if there is calm in a storm, you celebrate the little calm that's there before the storm begins again. And sometimes it may okay, someone walked in studio, but mbona nimerecord na record rather. Anyway, so what was I saying? Amidst the horrible things that happen, sometimes the one or two good things that come need celebrating. You need to acknowledge that there's the good. There's this one good thing. And like my birthday this year took a lot of, okay, it didn't take that much effort, but I built the effort to psych myself. I built the psych day in, day out before my birthday, and I gave myself psych to celebrate, and I'm glad I celebrated in the little way that I did. Because the most interesting thing is that even though I had debated it, my mom actually called me that evening. She's like, umejibaya cake? Have you eaten cake? And yeah, it's a tradition that my mom has for the longest time, like for as long as I remember, that every year on my birthday, even if I am in high school, even if I was on campus, even if tumekosana your time, she will buy me cake. And she'll be like, I have your cake, kujukule. Or she'll be like, I owe you cake for your birthday. When are you planning on coming? And it was reassuring that she actually remembered, and she was like, you need to celebrate if you haven't already. And she asked me in a scolding voice almost, like, did you buy cake? Have you eaten cake? But yeah, I'm not the most cake person, if you know me. So of course I opted for other things, but she was like, okay, it's nice that you celebrated in your own way. So yeah, what am I trying to say throughout this rambling of today? I don't even know if my English is correct at this point. Nimesikia tu a lot of direct translation in the middle. But anyway, how would you know we're African? So, what is the lesson here? Things are not always great, but sometimes the little... Oh, damn. Okay. Oh, sorry. I got distracted. Now some other things that I should probably not be touching as I'm recording. I hope it didn't change anything, but anyway. I thought it was off. Okay. So, yeah, it didn't change anything. Anyway, what was I saying? It's not the worst to celebrate this one thing that is worth celebrating. And horrible things could turn tables in crazy ways that you don't even expect them to. And it's also good to acknowledge that, wow, this is a big, horrible thing and I don't like it and I feel this way towards it. And something that I guess has made it sort of easier for me is to voice, even just to myself, how I'm feeling about bad situations or not so good situations that you didn't expect to come your way. Because, hey, there are things I think you'll never ever be prepared for. And for humans naturally, okay, I don't know if it's everyone, but for me naturally my mind always drifts towards worst case scenario, and then that will be my thought for like the longest time before I convince myself, okay, calm down, things don't always have to go like this, they can go like this. But anyway, so I'll just close it at that point for today. I hope you enjoyed my yapping session. I feel like last episode and this one, I'm just yapping. By the end of it, I'm not even sure what I've really talked about. But yeah, I don't know what the person chunguliaring or who came in studio wanted. So probably, I don't know if they want to use the studio. So I will just close it at this point and wish you a great day, week, month. And yeah, whatever it is, the little that it could be, just celebrate it. Celebrate it, even if it's in the middle of like the worst thing you could have thought of. Yeah, so I will close it right there. And I guess I'll see you. Okay, not see you. I guess I'll catch up with you next time. Yeah, it's been lovely. Please follow on Spotify. There's also YouTube if you don't know, but it's only audio on YouTube. But I guess some people only prefer that or don't have Spotify. So anyway, follow also on Instagram. And yeah, that's it from me. I've been your host, Wanjiko Edna. Bye.